how to shop on TEMU from the United States, and how to remove the local shipping option. Because with this local shipping option, they don't charge taxes, but they do charge shipping fees for every order. And the bad part is that there's a separate shipping fee for each seller you choose. So if I buy this item on the right from one store, and then I buy this item on the left from someone else from another store, each one will charge their own shipping fee. So let's remove that and only select products that are shipped from China. So for this, first of all, before I show you how to buy and everything you need to keep in mind, you're going to go down to the bottom right, where you see the icon, this one right here. Then you're going to go to the top right, where there's an icon that looks like a gear, all the way to the right. And now we're going to load the official TEMU version for the United States. You click here country and region, and here you're going to look for the United States. Then, if you want, you can change the language. I'm going to leave it in English and let's go back to the home screen. Now, let's get started with this tutorial. The first and most important thing for local purchases is that you have to look for a product that, as you can see, for example, this one that appears here on the left, this product for $21.01. This product is not local, meaning it's shipped directly from China, while the others do show the local logo. But there's no way to filter so that only local products don't show up, and only products from China appear. So how do we make it so that only products from China show up? Let's scroll down here and we'll need to find at least one product that costs less than $20 and doesn't have the local option. For example, this one on the right. This one isn't local and it shows up right here. How do we know if it's local? Well, simply by the logo that appears there, by the word local. But if we also go to another listing that's local, you'll see here that the shipping price is $2.99 or it's free, but only if we order more than $30 with this seller here. So it's important to keep that in mind. Now, let's go to the product dimension that's not local and costs less than $20. It's not that we have to buy this item. We're just going to tap on it, click where it says Add Now, and now it's in our cart. Now what we're going to do is go directly to our cart, and this will show up here. What do we need to do? We're going to act as if we're already going to buy it. That is, to pay. So we click here on the purchase page, and what will happen is this will appear. It will seem like we have to buy more to reach the minimum order, which is $20. But the difference here is that if we select the product and it's not local, all the products that show up here are from China. In other words, none of the ones that appear here are from any local store in the United States. All of these come directly from China. You can search for all products directly. If you want a specific product, go to the top or magnifying glass and search for you want. For example, travel backpack, and you'll search for the product. All these products, if I click on this one, it doesn't show it's local, from China. Here it shows free shipping, and you can see the variety of colors we can choose from. Now, there's something a bit tedious that we have to do, and that's that you can't just come here, for example, and add this product, because as soon as you add it to your cart, what happens is that this option we activated disappears, the one over here that says we're missing a certain amount of money for the minimum order, which is $20. So if you add it, what will happen is that, for example, since this one already costs $20, it will show all the products locally again. So what should you do? You simply go in, make sure this is the order you want to buy, and then tap share at the top right. Here you say this link, tap copy link, and keep it somewhere, like in your notes. And then, once you've chosen all the products, since you already have the links to the products internationally, that is, from China, you just go in one by one and add them to your cart. And once you have them all, you make the final purchase so that all the products come directly from China. Alright, now that you've seen this, I'm going to show you how to avoid getting scammed when buying, so that when you make a purchase, you actually get a product that's worth it, and you really receive what you ordered. Once you've entered the product you want to buy, for example, this one, let's read the title, this part, which says it's a travel suitcase for women, etc., and it includes the purchase details. Why am I telling you this? Because there are some situations, some memes that have been posted online where, for example, when someone buys this suitcase here, what actually arrives is, say, a photo of the suitcase, and that's because they didn't read the product title. For example, here they don't read says photo of the suitcase, although in this case says it's a travel suitcase, so we shouldn't have any problem. But it's important that you always read this so that when your product arrives, you actually get what you ordered. The second thing is that we're going to scroll down, and here where it shows, for example, for 0.9 stars, These are the ratings given by people who bought this specific product. So I recommend that it has at least a rating of 4.5 stars. This is so we can make sure it's a good quality product, that several people have already bought it, and that it's really worth it. So once it passes the 4.5 star filter, now we're going to move on to the next step. And it's that almost always, sellers are going to put the best photos in the listing, like what you see here. So what we're going to do is scroll down, and right where the stars are, all the way to the right, there's an arrow. Click there, and all the reviews from people who bought this product will show up. But we're going to filter it by where it says photos and videos. Tap there, and you'll see all the reviews from people who already bought this product and uploaded real photos. So look, here you can see what the product is really like, how big it is, how good the material is, the size, the color, how it looks on a regular phone camera. Check out how it looks when it's actually being used. And there you have the ratings from each person who bought this product. And for example, this one says it has good quality. So, well, we can use that as a guide. Once you've chosen the product you want to buy, now we move on to the next step. And that's to check who delivers the product and when. To do that, we're going to go here where it says free shipping for this item and tap on it. And look, these are the companies that would deliver the order, the ones that appear at the top. And the latest delivery date we would have is shown here. So, here it's because we're not ordering this item locally. In fact, it says so right there. But even when we order from China, it doesn't actually take that long. For example, here it looks like the latest that would arrive is July 8th. So, we need to keep this date in mind. It could arrive much earlier. In other words, this isn't necessarily the delivery date. It's the latest possible date. And this date is important because TEMU gives you a sort of bonus or gift if your order doesn't arrive when it's supposed to. For example, here it says it should arrive by July 8th. But what happens then? If the order doesn't arrive by that date, meaning July 8th, they'll give us $5 in TEMU credit. This credit isn't given to us in our bank account or anything like that. Instead, it's added directly to our TEMU account, so we can only spend this credit within TEMU. So we can't transfer it to our card or use it somewhere else. We absolutely have to spend it within TEMU. Once we've checked this and made sure it's actually worth buying this product, and we've already looked at several products we might want to buy, now we can go ahead and click down here on the right, where the purchase option is. So we click here and then hit continue to pay. Now at the top, you'll enter your address directly. Right now, you see it blurred out because my address is censored, of course. But what you need to do is add your specific address. Then, you check the orders you're going to place, which are these two items shown here. And then, for the payment method, you can add Apple Pay, Visa cards, MasterCard, you can pay with PayPal, or you have alternatives like Klarna, Afterpay, Apaya, or PayPal. So, well, there you have these ways to pay. So you choose which one of all these you want to use. Now, right down here it says apply discount code. This discount code, I'll leave you a code in the description that gives you 40% off any purchase you make, as long as it's your first purchase. So you just enter the code I leave for you in the description and in the first pinned comment, simply apply it, and you'll get that 40% discount right away.